Race number 8 then is the big one, the Standard Charter Champions and Chater Cup Group 1. We'll have a look at the race in more detail in a moment, but make sure you head to the website for Hong Kong Direct this week. Ed Sadler joined by Oisin Murphy, be riding Chemical Charge, and Mark Richards, of course, the man responsible for buying Pakistan Star.
Look at Pakistan Star right out in the middle of the track from last to first. What a win this! Pakistan Star has blown them away. Pakistan Star still coming, sweeping to the lead. What an amazing turn of acceleration. Pakistan Star raced to the lead from Marble Hero. Oh, he's a ripper. Pakistan Star is not responding at all to Joe Moreira's riding. He's pulled up to a walk and now a stop. Unbelievable situation here. Pakistan Star clear. Pakistan Star, he's moody, he's mercurial, but today he's magnificent. Pakistan Star blitzes them in the QE2.
There he is, Pakistan Star. What do we get on Sunday? Can't wait to find out. He heads the 5 runners, Pakistan Star. Tommy Berry in the saddle for the first time on race day in the Group 1 over the 2,400 metres. One of 3 in the race for Tony Cruz. Chemical Charge here for Rafe Beckett and Oisin Murphy. 4th to Highland Reel in the Vase. Gold Mount runner-up. You just saw that behind Pakistan Star in the QE2. Eagle Way, who was behind Exultant last time out, and Pakistan Star the start before. And Exultant for Tony Cruz and Brett Preble in the saddle, who beat Prawn Barbar last time out. Of course, came out on a feature race on Wednesday night at Happy Valley, John. Here's the speed map with just the 5 of them going round. Pakistan Star in front, or possibly Exultant? It's the Cruz one too. Well, yeah, and it was interesting as well with Exultant last time out. They went very slow in the early stages, and it was fairly obvious they didn't want to be doing that with him. And he, in the end, went to the front, sort of halfway down the back straight. Great run, a great ride from Zach Purton. So that tells me that they don't want this to be a crawl as far as he goes. And then it's very much, it pays your money, it takes your choice about the rest of them. Chemical Charge, when he ran here in the Vase, he went back. And in the end, therefore, you would probably expect him to settle up more comfortably towards the rear. But again, they might feel that they don't want it to be a crawl as well. So they might want to push him forward too. Pakistan Star, in his last couple of barrier trials, has jumped really well as well from the gate. That thing about him falling out the boxes now just doesn't happen anymore. So it's a very interesting speed map. All right, we'll hear from Tony Cruz very shortly. He might give us some more inside information on what happens there. Brett, what have you got?
That'll be good. Here's Pakistan Star working on the 24th. This was just a leisurely piece of work. He had a more solid gallop on the 15th. Tony Cruz has said he hasn't had a lot of racing, but he's had a lot of trials, so fitness won't be an issue. Now, this is Chemical Charge. You can take from this what you want. For me, doesn't look good. He's here. We know he can be competitive on what he did against Highland Reel and Co back in December, but he's only had 1 run since then, so there hasn't been a lot of, on-day fitness go on to him of late. Exultant, obviously, he's no issues fitness-wise. It's just whether or not it was a gut-buster for him, a tactical affair. He'll stay the trip, no problem, and be interesting to see whether or not he sits back, takes off, or whether or not he finds the front initially. Let's find out from the man himself. Tony Cruz, he's got 3 of the 5 runners.
Tony, 3 runners of the 5 horses in the Champions and Chater Cup on Sunday. Start off with Pakistan Star. It must have been a very satisfying win last time in the QE2 for you.
Yes, it goes to show that he's really got a Group 1 ability. And, this time, Champions and Chater will be a 2,400 metre race. The extra 400 metres shouldn't be much of a problem. He's really in top form now.
When I spoke to you about Pakistan Star leading into the QE2 Cup, you mentioned how important it is not only to get him right physically, but also mentally. He's had all those issues, stopping, doing the wrong thing. What have you done as his trainer to get him right?
You got to prepare for his surprises, you see. So mentally, he likes to chase horses. So this race, there's no pace on this race, So maybe Exultant, he's also a front runner. He's only got 1 speed, but he's definitely a mile and a half type of horse. And so is Gold Mount. These 2 horses were really real stayers, He's got to have some pace on this race,
So would you see Exultant as the potential leader in the race then?
It's a possibility too, yeah. because I don't want having surprises with, you know, Pakistan Star going in the front and he pulls himself up. We couldn't put up with that kind of nonsense, you know. But anyway, it's a very slow run race, you know. I don't think there's any speed at all on any of these horses, you know.
Exultant, how's he come through? He's winning the Queen Mother last time, Tony.
Oh, very well, yes. He's in top form, this horse. I think he'll still run a big race again. It's just as fit as last time.
And also Gold Mount?
Yes, he's the type of horse you see, if you bury trial him in the dirt, he's never will be close. He'll never pass a buried trial in the dirt on the 1200. He's got a big heart, this horse. You know, he'll come motoring home 100 miles an hour. I think he's got a good chance too, you know.
What would be your pecking order? 1, 2, 3?
To me, Exultant's one.
Exultant ahead of Pakistan Star?
Because Pakistan Star have never proved himself in the 2400 yet, you know. But all three of my horses have got a very strong chance of finishing first three even.
All right, I've got him running 1, 2, 3, but not in that order. All right, well, let's have a look at Pakistan Star. This is on the trials. Tommy Berry's been riding him. He'd ridden him in a couple of tries. He's got a feel for him. Hasn't ridden him on race day yet. The other horse you've got to keep an eye on, right at the back here. Gold Mount, we know he likes to get back, but he gave him all a bit of a head start here.
Well, I've seen Pakistan Star trial a lot this season because he's been asked to by the authorities here, given his antics. This was a really tremendous trial. It was a really quick time as well. The only time that I can find in recent months to better it over the 1200 on the all-weather was run by Lucky Bubbles, a champion sprinter. It was a terrific effort. He was doing it really very, very easily, and he looks now as though he's in prime form, and this backs up what we knew about him in the QE2. He's really in rude health.
He is. He's got all the ability in the world, Andrew. We know that, and you'd expect him to trial that like that after what we saw him do in the QE2. But as Tony's mentioned, he hasn't gone the 1.5 miles. It's a slow speed. If he's left in front on his own, there's all these question marks. Maybe Exultant, as we saw in the QE, the Queen Mother Memorial, as you're about to highlight here, if he gets out and rolls and he gives Pakistan Star a drag in the race, that might end up being ideal for Pakistan Star.
He does it. He can just sit on his tail and he just pulls them out the last 400. If it's there, it's there. It's not, it's not.
And Exultant's not going to sit sprint either, is he, John? Because he's a dead set stayer. He's going to build the res gradually from a long way out. Eagle Way concerned me here. He was flat out trying to stay in contact, weakened out. Maybe it was just one of those performances. The tactical battle of it didn't suit him, but Exultant absolutely blitzed them.
He did, and like I said before on the speed map, it was obvious they didn't want to crawl as far as he went as well. And, yeah, I just think that... Cast your mind back to the QE2 a couple of years ago as well when there was no pace, and Neorealism was a recipient of a great ride from Herrera as well, and he sort of put some pace in the middle part of the race. Pakistan Star almost overhauled him. So I think provided there's an injection of pace in this race somewhere, it'll really help Pakistan Star.
All right, we're going back to December here. This is the Vars. Highland Reel, of course, wins their purple jacket. This is Chemical Charge here, just in behind horses, but we've also got Gold Mount. Watch how strongly he finishes off the race, and Eagle Way in here once more.
I was going to say, you've got to remember that Gold Mount is basically a 1.5 mile horse coming from the UK. You know, he won at Royal Ascot over 1.5 miles, so this is definitely his sort of trip. Chemical Charge has got these air miles now he's clocking up. He's a bit like Highland Reel. He's been all over the world, ran OK in Canada. The Qatar run after this wasn't very good, but this was a decent effort. Obviously, it'll be a different type of race than the Vars, but I still think he's got a good chance of doing his connections proud. If
he runs like this, Chemical Charge, he'll be picking up a decent check, not just one of the smaller ones that'll be on offer. But I'm not sure. His body weight is 1,054. He was 1,042 when he came here in December. So there's only 10 pounds difference. But we saw that bit of track work. I mean, he just looks to be carrying a little bit extra from what we saw. That I didn't get a good look at him in December in the paddock, so he may just be framed that way. But as John said, you know, the most recent run from him was probably below par. So you've got to take him with a pinch of salt, I would have thought.
All right. Is this a cruise trio?
I think it is. Yeah, Tony will be standing up at the 100. He probably won't know who to cheer for. Look, Pakistan Star, pound for pound, if he runs the 1.5 miles at the set weights, weight for age situation, is the best horse. But we know he's quirky. There's obviously the question mark over the distance and potentially the tactics of the race. Gold Mount, Exultant, both very good horses at the 1.5 miles. Have they got the exceptional talent? The X Factor like Pakistan Star, probably not. 135. And Eagle Way I put in for fourth. Initially, I put Chemical Charge in ahead of Eagle Way because I was disappointed with that performance from Eagle Way last start. But after looking at Chemical Charge in the mornings and so forth, I just can't have him in. So 1, 3, 5, 4.
Yeah, Pakistan Star for me. The whole time he's been in Hong Kong, I've thought 2,400 would be absolutely fine for him, given his breeding. Obviously, it's the first try at the trip, but I'm pretty sure they won't let it turn into an absolute crawl here, and that'll be fine for him. So he should win. Exultant in for second. Chemical Charge will give him a chance to run well. Obviously, the piece of track work that Brett showed there wasn't entirely encouraging. And Gold Mount, this again suits him this trip, so he'll not be too far away either. But I think Pakistan Star, if he's not a really short price, is the bet in the race to win.
Yep, no guarantees in this world, but I'll be with Pakistan Star. One thing I probably can guarantee is Eagle Way won't be a $1.60 favourite by the time race time comes around. That was the big one then. Standard Charter Champions and Chapin Cup. 11 races on the programme. Race number 9 comes up next.